Hey guys, I'm Josh Smith. I'm president of Montana Knife Company, and today we're going to go over the key features, design aspects, and the dimensions of the Super Cub knife. So when I set out to design the Super Cub knife, we already had a couple knives in our lineup, the Blackfoot and the Speed Goat, the Stonewall, but I wanted a knife that could do harder use. And the reason I named it the Super Cub is I wanted a knife that anywhere a Super Cub plane could take you, this knife could put up to any kind of survival task that you would need to have it for. So the blade length, this is a 5.5-inch blade on this knife. So it's quite a bit longer than most of our other models of knives. What that allows you to do is baton the tip of this knife through wood, shave wood, chop wood, stuff like that for a campfire maybe at your hunting camp or on a hiking or backpacking trip. It also allows you to get a lot more leverage if you're trying to do harder use stuff. And that's really what the Super Cub is about. It's a hard-working knife. This blade is 10 inches long overall, which again, it makes it a larger sized knife. For a guy that's got a bigger hand, man or female, that's got a large hand, this handle is going to fit really well in your hand compared to some of our other knives that have smaller handles. This knife's 140 thousandths thick at the spine, which is again quite a bit thicker than a lot of our other knives. I feel like a lot of knife companies make their knives too thick. You just don't need a big heavy knife, but this blade is definitely our thickest in our lineup, which again, it allows it to put up to more prying, more pounding, chopping, whatever kind of stuff that you're going to need. With the shape of the blade, we still kind of have that classic drop point hunter. It's not a real aggressive drop, but it does drop, which allows you to have a strong point and a point that's usable. Even though this is a big knife, you could still do some fine caping with the point onto this. So if you packed into the Bob Marshall Wilderness and you shot a nice bull elk, or you packed in to the Frank Church Wilderness and shot a big mule deer, and you need to cape it out, the tip on this blade can put up to that kind of use. The handle on this is G10. Much like our other models, this G10 is extremely hard-working, hard use. It doesn't absorb water or blood. It doesn't warp, crack, move, any of that. And you can pound on it. Whatever you need to do with that material, it's bulletproof. The other thing that I put on this knife that our other models at this point don't have is a guard. So again, if you're chopping, if you're doing a lot of stuff, you want to prevent your hand from running up on this blade somehow. If you're doing hard work like this and you're prying, you're pulling, you're pushing, you don't want your hand to slip down on that blade. The other thing that guard does is it really helps this knife lock into this sheath really well. It gets a good retention bite right there where that guard is. This sheath, again, is designed to hold this knife securely and be carried in an open manner anywhere that you want, whether it's on your pack or your belt, inside your pack, wherever you want to carry it. With our belt loop, with our modular belt loop, that belt loop can be rotated 90 degrees, so you can go horizontal or vertical carry. There's lots of slots and holes in here to adjust where you carry that belt loop. If you decide to use paracord or something to tie that or hang that, these sheaths are just very modular, very friendly to use. The other thing we have is a retention screw, so you can tighten that screw down for added security or for adjustment as it maybe loosens up a little bit over time. So that's the Super Cub knife. That's why I designed it. That's kind of what was running through my mind when I designed this knife. It's a very hard-working knife. It'll go anywhere, and it's one of the blades that I absolutely love in our lineup.